Hello folks, and welcome back. I'm going to start this one with some more sowing, and we're going to be doing the leeks to start off with. Usual variety in this one, the Musselburgh, and in this one it's a new variety on me. It's called Autora, and it's an F1 variety. Not many seeds in, 30 in fact. I usually do two sowings of leeks, one round about now and the other one around end of April, beginning of May. And to be fair, the year that's just gone past, the later sowings did much better. Compost I've got in here is some old spent potato compost. Just going to broadcast these on the top and cover them with a bit of multi-purpose and leave them under the bench to germinate. I'm going to sow some what's referred to as the banana shallots, the elongated onion type things. Now normally I sow my usual varieties, which are called the Zabroon and the red variety, long red Florence. Well, last year I had an abysmal return on these. In fact, I probably only got about a dozen, which was very disappointing. I reported this in quite a few videos, and I had some comments come back from the other viewers saying they'd had similar things. Whether it was a bad batch of seeds, I don't know. I'm still going to sow a few, but I was watching Dan from Allotment Diary, and I got in touch with him, and he grew a variety called Elista, which is a total new variety for me. I haven't ever seen it before. So I'm going to give these a go first. I'm going to start them off in the Agrolan plug plant trainer. I got my worm compost with vermiculite and sanding. So I'm going to sow this complete with the Elista, and I'll probably do another one of these, split it in half between the Zabroon and the long red Florence. Although I've put them dimples in there, I'll actually make them a bit deeper with the Sharpie. I put a seed in each station. Now before I fill the holes, I like to just give them a misting with a bit of tepid water, so that just a peace of mind that I know that the seed is in contact with the moist soil. And once I've done that, I'll just fill the holes in. It's that time of year now. I'm going to sort out the potato tubers. As usual, I've bought these from my little allotment shop not far up the road. In fact, I'll put a little list at the side of the stock I'm carrying this year, and if you're in the area, the All Seasons Garden Centre on Sandy Lane Allotments, you can pop in and see what you can buy. So unusual for me now, I'm going to do a couple of tubs of Swift, which are the first earlies. As usual, I'll be growing in 30 litre containers. I'll probably only be doing 4 tubs of these. I'll be doing 12 of the Charlotte and just 4 of the Saw Palmyra. Like most of you, at the end of last season, the potato stocks went down the nicks, particularly with that frost and the bad weather. They all went rotten and squishy. But nevertheless, we've got to carry on. So, again, it's a question, do you cheat or not to cheat? I'm not going to put that argument up. To be honest, I don't think it makes a lot of difference. The advantage I can see of it, I'll put it out and I can see how many chits I'm on the actual tuber, take some out if I want to, and also if there's any rotten potatoes in there, I haven't got to find out when they've rotted in the ground. So I'm going to put at least the first earlies out, probably the Charlottes if I've got a nut through. So that's the potatoes now, all in their individual trays and spaced out. Whether you cheat or not, I still think it's a good idea to get them out of those net bags, because if they do form sprouts, quite often than not, and I've done it myself, they do get damaged, the chits, as you're actually removing them from the bag. I've been to the garden centre again and I bought some loose shallots, these are called Yellow Moon. I grew these last year, I think, and It's fairly okay, but nothing to write home about. But I just want these for pickling. So I'm just tidying these up, and I'm going to be planting them in these 15 cell trays. If you watched the last video, you saw that I mentioned that thought that Greenhouse Sensations, the people who do the Vitapods, had possibly stopped trading. Well, that's more or less been confirmed now. I've had a number of people contact me saying that was looking to buy similar equipment, and also they do a thing called a quad grow, which is an auto watering system. Well, there's nothing more or less on the market now except there's the auto pots, which I've also got in the greenhouse there. And so I've contacted Autopot, and they was aware that Greenhouse Sensations had gone. But what they did, they kindly offered anybody what's looking for an auto watering system, if you want to go over to their website, they've given me a discount card which gives 20% off the normal price. I'll put it underneath. It's not an association or a promotion or nothing. They've just kindly offered that the situation people are in and we're going to be after a system. So if you wanted to go over to have a look at their equipment, what they've got, there is a 20% discount code. If you can add that, it'll give you the discount at the end. Right, I'm going to carry on with these, pop some soil in, and I'll bring you back when I've settled them down. So that's 30 yellow sun planted. I've got about 6-7 left, so I might pop them in 3-inch pots and use them as a spare. If you haven't gathered already, we're in the Allotment greenhouse, and I've got a couple of little propagator lids there I might pop on, just give them that bit of extra protection. Should we get any sun during the day, it might heat the soil up a bit. And over on this side is the Hativ de Noort that I planted those a while ago, and as you can see, they're doing quite well. I'm about to start sowing some celery now, a bit earlier than normal, but the last few years I've been late harvesting it, so I thought I'd get some sown already. Now, the method I use the last few years is by soaking the seed in water and popping it in the fridge overnight, and I do find the germination has increased quite a lot. And I've got me compost prepared here, and I'll just sow the seed on there, wait till it pop up, then prick them out a bit later on. I know quite a lot of people have issues growing celery, and for some reason I can seem to grow it okay. There are different varieties, and the show guys actually use a blanching thing where you need to put collars and round, but this is a self-blanching variety. It's called Latham self-blanching, and by planting them close together they actually exclude quite a lot of light, and it makes the stems a bit clearer. So because I've had inquiries about growing celery, what I'm planning on doing, possibly in the near future, is creating another one of my Growing Made Easy series, showing you how I do grow the celery from the seed right the way through to a harvest. Hopefully that will say be in a few weeks' time, but in the meantime I'm going to get this sown. And this is what they'll look like after having overnight in the fridge. To finish it off, just give it a lightest of dustings with vermiculite. You could actually sow direct on the top of this. What I've done, I've put the vermiculite through the greenhouse blender to make it even finer. I pop the label on, and I've just got a little bit of room in this propagator which I've got the heat on. The onions and peppers are doing well, and that's about 22 degrees. Hopefully that'll bring them on quickly. Just been tidying up in the garden and the borders. I've got most of the surface weeds out of here now. I'm just going to give them a bit of a top feed, and this stuff is from a company called Works in Ireland, and what it is, it's natural chicken pellets. It's actually been heat treated to kill all the baddies out of it, and you just gently give a little scatter of the soil, and that will dissolve once the rain comes onto it. These are some Dutch iris they had from Nick of Nick's Allotment, and last year I had a fantastic show of flowers. Hopefully we'll get the same again. I'm going to be planting some brassicas now, sowing the seeds for the cabbage, collies and whatever into the greenhouse, but that'll probably be the next video because it's dropping cold now and I'm getting back inside. So So until next time, many thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye for now.